Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Let's get into this topic here. So, as you guys know, the biggest story right now are the firings that have been taking place at ESPN. The first one that really started the whole process and everyone kind of talking about it was when they decided to let go of Ryan Clark. Right, that was the first shoe to drop, and then after that, we heard Cam Newton was the second one, and then from there, a whole bunch of other people, a lot of front-facing talent, but also people that that are behind the camera as well. And some people have speculated, are they trying to clear up some cap space, so to speak, to acquire Skip Bayless? Right, some people have said, are they trying to do that? I'm excuse me, not Skip Bayless. They try to acquire Pat McAfee to pay him $60 million a year. But there's another angle to this. And we've been doing a lot of lives reacting to this. And I want to give the credit to the viewers, the people that tune into our lives, because they're the ones that really had me thinking about this, right? So as you guys know, a few months ago, like about a month or two ago, Skip Bayless went on ESPN First Take. Stephen A. Smith was promoting it. It was being promoted everywhere. The network was promoting it. And he went on there. And I got to tell you, it was a great show. Skip may not be the man on YouTube and independent media, but on TV, he is the man. And it was an excellent show. But I think that Skip Bayless, we need to keep an eye out for Skip Bayless potentially returning to ESPN. And I have some articles that I want to get to. I'm going to get to the first one here. This is from Yahoo Sports talking about the rating spikes that First Take experience with Skip on the show. Let's take a look let's read the first one. It says, First Take rating spike for Skip Bayless's reunion show per report. Unsurprisingly, First Take had a banner day in the viewership department last Friday for Skip Bayless's return to the ESPN morning program. Bayless, who returned to debate longtime foil Stephen A. Smith on ESPN for the first time in 10 years, led to a 44% jump in viewership compared to the comparable ESPN episode last year, according to a report by Michael McCarthy in Front Office Sports. First Take averaged 647,000 viewers on Friday, which also marks a 24% increase from the show's average viewership in 2026. There's no question that Bayless's return would lead to a spike in viewership. The only question would be by how much. And an increase of 44% year over year certainly shows there was an outsized interest for the reunion. Now, the question is whether or not ESPN will try to replicate the success down the line. If Bayless proves to be a consistent ratings draw, there could be a contributor role waiting for him on First Take, similar to that of Christopher Mad Dog Russo's recurring Wednesday's appearance. Per McCarthy, ESPN would not comment on any possible reoccurring role for Bayless. The reunion show itself was controversial enough given Bayless' recent sexual misconduct allegations. Embracing the former FS1 host as a First Take regular could potentially invite more scrutiny. But now the seal has officially been broken, and the reaction to Bayless's return was met with more curiosity than criticism. So you have that, right? So we know that Skip's appearance on First Take was a legitimate success, and not like, oh, I thought it was good and that's enough. No, we have some data to back it up. But then, as I was thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute. What if all of these firings are creating an opening where ESPN wants to consolidate its resources and dump them into talent that they know will draw ratings? If they're firing you, it means you're not pulling in enough viewers. Period. End of story. Unless there's some unusual circumstances, but usually that's the reason. Then I came across another article from Yahoo Sports that was published today with the following headline saying, ESPN's First Take has an opening. Skip Bayless is the answer. This article came out today, and it's a bit prophetic. Let me read it. First Take without question is without question one of ESPN's most unique and important studio programs. The foundation built many years ago by embracing debate has fueled a generation of content creators, all chasing a piece of the attention that sports television premier debate shows command. Yesterday, ESPN was part of Disney's company-wide reduction in force. Some names you know, many you know, you do not know. Ryan Clark, Charles Davis, it goes on, right? Then it says this. The departure of Cam Newton from First Take raises an interesting question about the program's future. It is officially time to welcome Skip Bayless back to First Take on a week. Is it officially time to welcome him back? Then it says, I know what many of you are thinking, so stop rolling your eyes for a moment. Earlier this year, Bayless returned to the show that helped define his television career. His appearance wasn't simply a nostalgic reunion alongside Stephen A. Smith. It was a reminder of why he became the most influential personality, one of the most influential personalities in all sports. The results spoke for themselves. Bayless's appearance averaged 674,000 viewers, a 24% increase over the program's weekly average to that point this year, which is 520,800, and 44% higher than the corresponding episode a year earlier. The impact extended well beyond television. According to Front Office Sports, Bayless's return generated more than 33.5 million social media impressions, 2.2 million video views, and 1.1 million engagements across ESPN social media platforms. People watched, they shared, they debated. In other words, they did exactly what First Take has always been built to encourage. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things there. What are my thoughts about this? I think there's something here, because we can't deny that there's going to be a lot of openings at ESPN, but we can't deny that was a great show. You can't deny it. And I'll also say this. Here's another reason why I think Skip Bayless is needed back at that network. The amount of twerking that goes on for LeBron at that network is nauseating. It quite literally is nauseating. And even though you may not like Skip Bayless, even though some of you may feel like he's a troll, what he does, however, bring is an alternate point of view, regardless of whether or not you agree with him or not. There is no balance on First Take or most of these ESPN shows, especially when it comes to their basketball commentary. And the one thing we know is that Skip Bayless is going to take positions that may be controversial, but we know it's going to be different than most of the people on the network. And to me, that's more interesting. And he also has a lot of data to back it up. I'll give you guys an example of this. When he talks about LeBron's tenure in LA, if you listen to most people at First Take on that network, it was successful. But then Skip can bring out numerical evidence. Like if you look at LeBron's playoff record since he's been a Laker, if you look at his last playoff record over the last 4, so he has actual data to support what he says. And even though LeBron fans may not like it, I think it makes the show more interesting. Whenever it's a LeBron segment, it's just one person twerking it up after the other person. It's like, here, pass it, like passing jars of honey. Here, you done with it, man? You got enough? All right, you take it. But don't finish it. Make sure you get it back to me. Like, that's all it is. And it may be entertaining TV to LeBron fans who sit there beating their meat with a bucket of honey sitting in a corner somewhere. But we don't enjoy it. Most people don't sit up there and just like want to see a big twerkathon and one's pouring all, like flying all over the screen. Nobody wants to see that. Looking like a scene out of Belly or something. Like, nobody want to see this. So if not for anything, for balance sake, my God, these basketball segments are like they're unwatchable. And that's why most of these guys are getting the boot. None of them are resonating. It's just one cornball, ridiculous, moronic take after the other. That's why I think they should potentially consider bringing them back.